It is so good to be with you. I am so excited. We are 1 week away from conference. I cannot even believe it. So many details, so many things. You've probably gotten so many emails from me. But I am just really, really grateful for you guys being a part of what God is doing. There's some incredible things that are happening, and we cannot wait for you to be a part of it. We do have a buy one, get one free sale going on right now. One of our sponsors said, hey, we see that you have a couple of tickets left and we want to match those. So buy one, get one free. Come to the conference. We would love to have you. But we also love to take some time to thank our sponsors. And our title sponsor, we could not do it without Breakbush. We are so grateful for their support, but also just their friendship. It's been so fun to get to know them more. And they're actually giving their sponsorship recognition to Orphan Grain Train. And so you'll get to hear more about them at the conference, but they're an incredible nonprofit that you can get behind as well. We have our ministry sponsor again, Dignity Revolution is coming back. And so we are going to do a full training with Dignity Revolution. There's going to be about 50 students on Friday morning. And so we're so excited about that, as well as our snack sponsors, the Yummy Treats, desserts, all of the fun little snacks along the way, Dirt the Clean Juicery, and Northwestern Mutual, who has been with us since the start. Our brunch sponsors are Chick-fil-A as well as Breakbush. Again, they donated chicken as well as the financial donations to make this possible. Our gold sponsors, David's Discount, our platinum sponsors, our tote bag sponsors, our silver sponsors, our bronze sponsors, and some more of our bronze sponsors. We could not do it without our partners, our sponsors, and these partners helped bring 60 ladies that are coming with the Redeem group. So we are so grateful for them. We also want to share that there is some really great opportunities to shop. So if you are interested in getting some great deals, start saving your money now, as well as the workshops. If you got an email from us today, you are able to watch the workshops today. I know you can already start watching some of these ahead of time. Amber Stanek and Deb Tackman are the two that are in person only, but everybody else is available online right now, including our online exclusives. But don't worry, if you don't have time right now, that's okay. January 31st, you have all of the content. So lots of information already starting off, but we are so excited about this conference, about what God is doing. And that is a little bit about our heart. But with that, we always love to invite our speakers. And Heidi is going to be joining us today. She is one of our keynote speakers. Heidi Gaiman is incredible. She is rooted in the word. She is really fantastic. And so help me in welcoming Heidi. Hey!
Hi, friends. Yay. I haven't done
It's
this in
so
so
fun.
long. It's so fun, right? Yay. All right. We get to be together.
Yes, it is. It's so good to be together, and it's so fun how our worlds like crossed over, like National Youth
Across the
Gathering,
lake.
all of these people, and just the things, that you're involved in and all of the different things. It's just so fun. So I know you a little bit, but some of our audience doesn't. So tell us who you are and a few fun facts about yourself.
Absolutely. Well, I live on the shores of Lake Michigan, right across from you in the state of Michigan. And I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. We've moved different places and have lots of different places tucked in our hearts. We have 4 children, and they are delightful from the ages of 14 to the ages of 23 now. So we're in a really different life stage, and it's pretty fabulous. I can't lie. So someone hold on to that
Oh,
out there. I feel like maybe that's a helpful tidbit. Then I would also say that I am a licensed clinical social worker, mental health care provider, and in the Lutheran Church, I'm a deaconess too, which is especially ministry to women, but also ministry to the overlooked and people who are on the fringes. I always tell people that one of my roles really is to be the pre gospel for people. And so
Mm.
I provide safe spaces for people to know that there's value in who they are and discovering who they are each day and wrestling with our stuff. And so,
Yeah.
yeah. A fun fact, I have two dogs. My bio, if anyone ever reads it, people always crack up. It either says a giant Labradoodle or 1.5 dogs. And so we actually have a giant Labradoodle named Captain Wentworth after one of the Jane Austen novels. And then we also have a small, they're called, I can't remember how to say it, but it's a Shih Tzu Bichon Free mix. And his name is Leo Tolstoy, after one of the famous Russian authors. And so that's our
Oh,
dorky fun
that is
fact.
so fun. We are partnering with Dignity Revolution, who also does mental health as well. And so it's just so fun to be able to have people in the room. We are actually having 4 counselors on site with us too, so that when things bubble up and when things
Mhm.
are going on at the conference, there's a safe place to be able to kind of share some of those things. So we're so
Mhm.
grateful for all of those roles. But the mom life is so fun. And it's fun to be able to hear the next stage, because sometimes in the stage that you're at, it's like, okay, are we ever going to be able to have a healthy conversation with our children? No. Are we going to be
Right, right.
able to?
There, right. There will be a different phase. I always tell people there'll be one phase at least that you love, and other phases that are harder for you and more challenging for you. And we just Ecclesiastes 3 that and take them as they come,
Yeah,
and the good and the hard.
absolutely. Absolutely. Tell us what God is teaching you right now.
Oh, I do really love that question. I had to contemplate a little bit. And what I came to was the value of revelation. Not
Mm.
the book, not the book of scripture, but the value of revelation as a concept to grow and learn and also to see who God is in a way that I think sometimes is a little more uncomfortable for us. So
Mhm.
revelation has to do with the mystery of God as well as though what he has given us and what he is showing us in the present season. And so revelation in that is both past, present, but also future oriented.
Mm.
And so I almost said patience because I feel like I'm like in a season of lots of changes. I mean, we've had a lot of changes as life is, right? But I also feel like I am really clarifying
Mm.
my calling, my work with God, what He wants me to spend time and energy on, what I want to spend time and energy on, what
Yeah.
people need me to spend time and energy on. And it is, we just get those seasons of wrestling. And so I almost had patience, but I also feel like that would be too small of a word. I think it has to do with that presence of the mystery of God and taking a step when it's not entirely clear, but also waiting for a little clarity and all of that confusion. And so I don't know if anyone listening, could also resonate with that, but that's where I'm at. And that's kind of part of just being a human and being an adult, but it feels really strong right now.
Yeah. I raised my hand because that's exactly where I am at right now. So, I just announced at my work that I work with my brother David at David's Discount that I'm going to be done in January. And I'm not sure all that that means or what that looks like or what the next step is or, but I know that it's time to be done there and
Mhm.
that known is growing and needs more attention. And I know that that's there. But I'm like, okay, God, like, could you give me the all of the steps? Like you
Mm.
said, it's
I would like it all in a package, please.
hmm
Yeah.
like package it up nice and
Right,
good for
right,
me.
right.
No, but
Mhm,
it's that past, present, and future, and it's the
mhm.
the presence. I know it's our theme, so I'm like in it right
I
now,
know,
but
perfect,
um
right?
but like his presence is what gets us through all
Mhm.
of those things.
Yes,
We look
yes,
back on who he is and his faithfulness and the
mhm,
character of God to be able
exactly.
to remember the now of
Mhm,
who God is
mhm,
and trust him for the future of the unknown of those things as
mhm.
well, because of his past, because of his character, because of those things. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think that that's great.
No, and I do think the presence of God too is so much more. I think is like you said, his character, getting to know him is the substance of life, right? Like that, whatever I'm gonna do, like whatever package I'm gonna end up with is so
Yep.
little compared to like connecting with God and having that sense of belonging and identity in God. And it's just so much more of, I think, our narrative of what the point of everything is than we consider it to be. We're often focused on the stuff and not like material things even, just like the work and the moving forward and all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, tell us a project that you're working on. I know you're an author, so maybe it might be a project there. It might be home life. It might be, something in
Mhm.
this season. Yeah, tell us something that you're working on right now.
Absolutely. Well, I'm currently enrolled and working on my doctorate, so that's probably the biggest project in my life. I get to research, and I'm honing down my research around restorative processes and how God has designed our bodies, our hearts, our minds, and our souls to not only experience the disintegration of brokenness and sin and all the stuff, but also restore it in different ways. And we get like real time redemption as a gospel within us, but also in tiny and big ways in our life all the time. And then how therapeutically you could see that a little clearer. And so there's a lot of like somatics, we call it like body stuff involved here, and how our heart rate works and returning cortisol and all the trauma theory stuff. But I get to apply it in lots of different ways. And so
Mm.
I work around the concepts of intimacy and belonging, play and delight, awe, and all those wonderful like spiritual constructs, but in very physical and data driven scientific research methods. And I just love how God is like revealing himself in so many ways.
Yeah,
And I get to be a part of it every day. I love that.
the interconnectedness too. You know what I mean? Like it's all connected and he did that intentionally. You know what I mean?
I
And so when
know the
science is like
weaving. Yeah.
proving who he is and all of
Yes.
that.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. And he really does do that in Revelation. And I think it's really cool. We get to be a part of it, right? Like he could have just laid it all out. And instead, he laid out what we need to know, right? To know. And he gets to, like, we get to know him deeper all the time through all these different lenses we each sit in our lives.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, our another question that we have is why you're excited to be part of this known family. We call ourselves the known family because it is a family. It's so fun to be able to see people come back year after year and have a reunion, and it's throughout the year that we get together and all of these different things. But we invite new people into our family reunion kind of a thing, and so you get to be a part of it. Why are you excited about known?
I think because, I mean, mostly because your joy is contagious. Like, it is not hard to jump on the joy bandwagon, I would say. And so, like, I think that goes a long way. And if that represents even a snippet of people's desire to be present together and to know each other and also like invite and gather, that is something I want to be a part of. And
Yeah.
I just think that that's how God works too, right? Is in the knowing and then the gathering. And so um it again, not a hard sell when you see the joy just oozing from you. And also though your ability to be in challenges, when I looked at the different speakers and topics and things too, holding those together, those are the kind of Christian spaces we really need. It's just the spaces in general we need in our polarized culture, especially now for such a time as this. And so I want to be in those spaces of holding both the challenge and the joy together.
Absolutely. I'm grateful that you say the joy, because it's only him through me, right? But um, because we have those trials, the talk that I'm giving at Known is, you might come lamenting and you might
Mm-hmm.
come grieving and heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You might come to be listening and you might come because you want to learn. All three of those things can be happening at the same time. And
Yeah.
we can rejoice and praise him in the storm, in the grief, in the heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And we can have joy that only comes from him because our
Mhm.
circumstances are hard and heavy, like, right?
Mhm.
We can all have a laundry list of people in our life that are going through things and us that we're going through
Mhm.
things. And how are we joining in community, growing together so that we can strengthen our faith, so that we can
Mhm.
connect with other women and that we can grow in that community? Like that's our pillars, that's our core,
Mhm.
is those
Mhm.
things. And so absolutely,
Mhm.
I appreciate, you saying the joy in me, but
Mhm.
it's a great team that comes together to be able to make this happen. And
Mhm.
it's the rooted in scripture and rooted in the word, and that's our only source of hope is Jesus. And so he's the one that gives that. So well, thank you. Any last thing that you want to leave us with or share that you're going to be sharing, a nugget that they can cling to until they see you next week?
Oh, absolutely. I'm very excited that you had presented the idea of me talking about the construct of withness and what withness is. I have it in a couple of my different books, but especially my book, Finding Hope from Brokenness to Restoration. So we're going to talk about holding those things together and what withness is with God. And it will also be a way that we get to gain some skills and some tools around how that word also then can work, like I said, actual bits of redemption in very practical ways each day. So we'll do the 5 A's of witness. So I can't wait for that.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we're so glad that you're with us today. Thank you for being on here. And ladies, if you haven't got your ticket, there's actually some left, so you can still join us. We have a few left, so if you're looking for a deal, use that buy one get one BOGO deal, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks for being